Good crafternoon, everyone. Susan Campfield here with SueStampfield.com. Welcome to my stamp room. Come on in. We're going to create together. You're here on a very special video. This is my monthly Crafternoon class. Customers who placed a qualifying order in what month are we? This is May, Susan. In April, customers that placed a $50 order before tax and shipping in April got a packet to make this card along with me during this video. So, but I do this as a public video, so you're all welcome to watch. Crafternoon is a fund fold class. So every month I create a unique fund fold, at least new to me, fund fold, and then make 5 different versions of that fun fold, occasionally more than 5. So I'm so glad that that you're here with me on this Saturday. We're going to go ahead and dive right in. Now this this card that I'm going to walk you through, I'll be giving you the basic measurements for the fun fold, and there will be a tutorial available for purchase later. That will probably come out on Monday. This is Saturday, May 18th. So it does take me, it's in progress already, but it takes me many, many, many hours on writing the tutorial because I want it to be right. I want it done correctly. So I have lots of photos, very step by step, and it walks you through how to make all of the cards, of which there are 6 now this month, because right before this video, I thought, would my viewers want me to take this time to clean my desk off, or would they want me to make another version? And I just took a wild guess and I thought, I bet they would like me to make another version. Hopefully I was right. Got a frog in my throat. My water's across the room. I might need to grab that just so I can talk. Hang on. So sorry. There we go. Now we're set. I also do tend to lose things when I craft. So we play a little game here at Sue Stampfield. If you haven't watched my videos before, we play the Found It game. When I lose something and find it again, we all say found it and we take a sip of our beverage. So let me know what is in your cup today. I have ice water in my cup. All right, let's dive right in. Gosh, I hope I have everything. You know what? We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out together, right? So I'm going to go to this camera. Oh yeah, here we go. So I'm actually going to start by showing you the card and all of the alternates, and then we'll make what I call the make and take version, the version that that customers received in the mail together. So let's start out by looking at that version. So this is the Ping Pong pop-up card, which was named by my husband actually, and I will tell you why, or I'll show you why, and hopefully you'll see why as we look inside here. So this one is with one of my passions right now, which is the wildly flowering suite of products. We've been making a lot of fun cards on my videos with this particular suite. You'll find them here on my Sue Stampfield YouTube channel. And if you're a subscriber to my project sheet emails, you'll recognize this set of cards that went out in the last project sheet email with a free project sheet on how to make this Windows Z-fold card. All right, so let's look at, are you curious? Are you curious what the heck a ping pong pop-up card is? Yeah, I like this embossing folder too. This is the part of that suite of products, which I think it's called Dashing Designs 3D embossing folder. My wonderful moderator, Mary Nass, probably has better information on that. If you're watching with me on YouTube, she's dropping all sorts of helpful tips and comments in numbers and product names and so forth in the comments. So, so this one opens up. You ready? Are you ready? Oh, come on, Susan, get it over with. All right, this is the pop-up ping pong card. All right, so what do we have inside here? My husband said it looks like a ping pong table. This is the net. This is the left side. That is the right side. And let's check it out, shall we? We have a ping pong here. So boing, 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 boing. Absolutely would work as a foldable ping pong table. So fun. It does fold completely flat. It fits in. Oh, do I have an envelope handy? Oh, sure I do. it fits in a standard size envelope. You just slide it in right like so. And then when the recipient pulls it out, and it pops up right here and opens up with this fun pop-up inside. You see the ping pong table, yay! And that is our ping pong pop-up card, which is a little bit of a tongue twister, which makes it extra fun, right? So I'm going to be walking you through how to make this super cool card. Now, this was inspired by a card I saw on Pinterest. This is what happens to me. I see a card on Pinterest, and then I go to try to find out how to make it. And it's this particular one was made with 8x8. It was an 8x8 card base. So it was 8x16 piece of cardstock. And then all the measurements were from then on were in metric. I think the finished size of that card was probably, I'm guessing, 6.5x8. But I love the mechanism. And so I reworked it to work with the US size cardstock and to make it 4.25 by 5.5, which fits in an A2 envelope. And I also resized the pieces. She didn't call it ping pong. I think she just called it a pop-up card. I have the link for her original card and the video and metric measurements and all of that. The link to her blog post is in the YouTube description of this video. But I wanted to rework the card to save a little bit on paper because, well, we'll talk about that a little more when we get into the construction side. Let's look at some of the alternates. So would it be okay if you glued center pieces together? Oh, if this was not open? I don't know. That's a really good question. I personally prefer it open because then it stands better for display. It might still if it was closed. Interesting thought. Give it a try. Let me know how that works out. Let's go ahead and look at, I do like the stability. It kind of looks like an M, doesn't it? Or if you had it upside down, like a W. All right, let's look at some more ping pong pop-up cards. Okay, let's check it out. I'm going to slide that aside. All right, so this first one is with another bundle that I've been having loads of fun with. This is the Sketched Butterflies bundle. And I've also used a little bit, one of the dies from the Spotlight on Nature die set. And then this designer paper is part of the 6x6 in color designer series paper. In fact, if you have a lot of things on your wish list, you might want to consider getting the starter kit special that's going on this month. You get $125 in product of your choice for $99 free shipping. Plus, you get all 5 of the new in color ink pads. You get the assorted pack of the in color cardstocks. You get all a pack of this designer series paper, the one I used on this, and a set of the 5 in color markers. So you can message me, reach out to me on my blog, SueStampfield.com, under contact if you want any more information about the starter kit. You guys ready to see the inside of this card? So where's our ping pong? There it is. Very, very simple card. These cards, you really can let your creativity just go wild here. I love using designer series paper to display on these little pop-up pieces that are on the inside. And we can just, boing, double check our ping pong. I'm leashing my ping pong by putting it in a glue dot roll so it doesn't roll all over the place. So that one is the, the free markers, Kenzie, are the regular Stampin' Write markers. Those are the ones where you can color directly on the stamps and use to color in. They're not the alcohol markers. Good question. All right, so let's go ahead but you certainly could put those alcohol markers on your kit and get them for less because you get $125 in product for $99. All right, our next ping pong pop-up card is with the adorable, it's so cute, you guys, the adorable Lily Pond Lane suite of products from the Stampin' Up, the new Stampin' Up catalog. The dies from that actually can cut out little ducks right from the paper, which is super fun. And there are multiple scenes in the paper that would work. This cool frame die cuts the opening with the, I don't know if you can see the little lily pads there, detail, and the little cattail detail. I chose to do it in white, but you could certainly do it in another color. And then the inside, let's look at that fun ping pong pop-up is right here. Again, when you have a designer paper that has fun scenes on it, these are so easy to decorate, right? I just cut out pieces of the paper, the designer paper. Now in the tutorial, I walk you through exactly where and how I cut those out to make it easy for you. Same with the duck family here on the front. We've got Mama Duck with her babies, and then Papa Duck is out here on the outside. So this one is with the Lily Pond Lane and the cheerful, what's it called? Cheerful, okay, I'm blanking out. Is it on the back? Charming Duck Pond. That's it. I wrote little sticky notes on the back because I knew I would forget. Okay, the next two cards are with the same suite, but they look completely different, I think. This next one is with the Mediterranean Blooms suite of products. And so I've used just one of the navy patterns. I love this pattern. It has like a little daisy on it. I don't know if you can see that. And one of the beautiful die cuts from the Citrus Blooms bundle that's part of that suite. For my greetings on this one, I actually used the Unbounded Love stamp set and the Stylish Shapes dies. And then these embellishments are also part of that suite. What are they called? Let me look on the back. I didn't write it, so it's part of the, I think it's on my other one, my other card in the suite. Okay, and this one opens up on the inside. I'll let you know I do love navy and white. So the inside of this one pops open, and it's, it's a little bit plain on the front, but then you open up and it's like, wow, so cool, but so simple, because we're just, again, leaning into that designer series paper for that decorative element, and then a couple of dies to just add an element here, an extra element. Now I chose to adhere these to the card base itself. You also could adhere them to the bottom of the table as long as there was no exposed adhesive, or you might glue your card shut. Okay. All right, let's look at the other Mediterranean Blooms suite card. So that's this one. Have a little bit of citrusy fun on this one. Hang on a sec. I'm going to grab one more thing. It does not want to pick up with my nails. All right, this is a situation for the take your pick tool. Hang on. There we go. All right. So this one has the fun orange blossoms. Now these are die cut right out of the paper. They're die cut right out of the Mediterranean Blooms designer series paper. And then I've added those same embellishments. Let's see what they're called. They are called the Opal Rounds Assortment. It's the same one I used on here. They come with navy and with Daffodil Delight, and then also with a clear version. And then this die is so fun, you guys. It's super fun die from the Citrus Bloom set. And I actually used the same embossing folder that we're using on our Make and Take project. And then you ready to see the inside of this one? For the pop-up ping pong on this one, it's right there. It's just super happy. This card just is so sunny and cheerful. Reminds me of Italy, Sorrento, and limoncello, and all of those things. Even though I did do oranges on mine, there also are lemons in the paper, but you can't die cut them right out of the paper. So I went with the oranges. Now I used You're the Best Kind of Person for my sentiment on my card here, but you could also design your own sentiment. Just type it on your computer and print it out. I had to print mine on regular printer paper because my printer doesn't like cardstock weight of any weight, not Stampin' Up! Weight, not any weight. So I just typed up one. It says, "Orange, you glad it's your birthday. I hope you can squeeze in some fun." Get it? Just to make it a little bit punny. As options, you could also do "Aren't you glad I didn't forget your anniversary," or something like that. All sorts of options there if you want to make it a little fun and lean into that whole orange citrus deal, or you can just go with a sentiment that you have. So that one, okay, so that was supposed to be all of our cards. That was supposed to be the 5. And then an hour ago, I went, it'd be really fun to make one more. So here we go. So this version is made with, again, the Wildly Flowering Designer Series paper and the Spotlight on Nature dies. again, I use what's it called, Susan? Oh, you guys, my memory is horrible. Dashing Designs 3D embossing folder. Once again, this time I did it right on the designer series paper here. And then this one, I was playing around with the closure. So I will have the instructions on the closure in the tutorial. So you could do this on any of the cards, but this one will, in essence, kind of glue together not completely, it's still got a little bit of give to it, which will help with the stability of the card, but it will, like I said, I just put this together and I used temporary adhesive in case I messed it up. So that's just popping up. I will have to add some permanent adhesive now that I know I like the design. But again, we've got our ping pong pop-up on the inside, but this one has that closure or sort of a latch that can hold the card closed. The card that inspired this, they actually used a ribbon closure for the card. Ribbon closures are beautiful if you like to tie bows. I know some of my viewers don't, and sometimes it can be a little trickier than to fit them in the envelope. So I thought, well, what if we did a closure with a piece of cardstock? So I will have that alternate choice for you in the tutorial. Okay, guys, are you ready to learn how to make the ping pong pop-up fun fold card? Let's do it. Okay, this one, Susan needs to add some more adhesive. But you're kind of seeing the construction there on how it works, but I am going to walk you through all of that right now. So let's do it. Let's get her done. All right, so let's close up our latch here, get these out of our way so we don't have any inky disasters. And we're going to go ahead and make this version of the ping pong pop-up card. Oh, thank you, Arlene. All right, so we're going to go ahead and grab our packet if you are making this card along with me. If not, relax, take a sip of your beverage. And some of you that have the packet might actually just want to watch it go together. In fact, I would almost recommend that and then catch the replay later to actually make the card. But it's totally up to you. It's your choice. All right, I'm going to start with the card base. So let's leave all these things in the packet for now. Let's set all these fun designer series paper pieces and this little piece for our greeting off to the side for now. And we're going to focus on the card base and the pop-ups. So this is what I was talking about when I was talking about paper savings. So I designed this card specifically so that you could cut the card base and the pop-ups out of one sheet of cardstock, just to not be using a ton of cardstock on this. My initial version, and when I do this, I have all these little like X'd out practice versions. My initial version, the pop-ups were much larger, but because of that, it used up quite a bit of cardstock. And I thought, you know what, this is better because it all can be out of one piece of paper. So I hope that makes sense. And then you even have a little bit left over for the greetings, right? And die cuts and such. All right, so let's start with a card base. So the card base is, where's the sizes, Susan? You have them right here somewhere. Okay. And yeah, that initial design was inspired by Crafty Card Designs, and they're in the UK. Okay, so the ping pong pop-up card, the card base is 5.5 by 11. It's 5.5 by 11. This is the note in my packet. I'm just making sure I've got, okay, yes, I've got all of the necessary supplies. Excellent. All right, so 5.5 by 11, and it is scored at 4 1/4, 5.5, and 6 3/4. All right, and we're going to start by folding in the center. We're going to fold on that 5.5 inch score line. So not the first score line, not the third score line, but the one right in the center. And in fact, if you're making this along with me, unless you're one of my team members, you guys got all of the dimensions a couple of days ago for this and saw the card on Thursday night in our video, in our team video. I already creased on that for you to get it to fit in the envelope to mail it to you. Next, we're going to fold on the other two score lines. So I'm going to start with, what the heck? We'll start with the first one here. We're actually going to fold backwards. So we fold, that main one is a mountain fold. This next one is a valley fold. So I'm folding it backwards. And I want to give it a good crease with my bone folder. All right, so let's look at what that looks like. All right, so Mountain Valley, and I'm going to turn the whole card over, and here's the other score line, and I'm also folding this backwards and making another valley fold. This one I'm going to kind of line it up with the corners on the front part of my card, and use that to just make sure everybody is lined up and squared off. And now you should have that M or W shape that we talked about earlier. Okay, so that is our card base. You can see this portion is that forms the net for our ping pong table that we're going to add in here. All right, so again, this is 5.5 by 11, scored at 4 1/4, 5.5, and 6 3/4. Again, all of these dimensions and the step-by-step instructions will be in the tutorial that will be available to purchase. If you're a team member, of course, you always get that tutorial for free. And if you are a customer that got the packet, you also get that tutorial for free. But it will take me a couple days to get it to you. So just practice patience and I will get it to you. All right, so we have our 2 pieces of cardstock for our ping pong table. These are 3 1/4 by 4 1/2, and they are scored at 1/2 inch, 3 1/2 inches, 4 inches for these pop-up pieces. Is that really right? Oh yeah, that is right. Okay. Hang on, I'm double checking here. Hang on. Make sure I don't have a typo in my measurements. Bear with me. Yeah, that is a typo in the measurements. I am so sorry. Okay, this is, I didn't think that sounded right. This is 4 1/4 by 3 inches. These should be 3 inches. I think that 3 1/4 was from an earlier variation that I cited against. So I do apologize, Mary. Apologize. The measurements I sent you, Mary, are a little bit off. So this is 3 by 4. What did I say? By 3 by 4 1/4. Dang, these are old. Yeah, this was the earlier version. I just gotta fix it. 3 inches by 4 1/4. All right, team members, I apologize if this is what I sent you, because yeah, good thing we haven't done the tutorial yet, right? Okay. Double checking, it is 4 1/4 by 3. The score lines, I believe, are the same. Let's just, no, maybe not. They are, let's see, let's do it this way. Scored at 1/2 inch, 3 1/4 inches, and 3 3/4 inches. In other words, completely different from what I just told you. All right, now I'm having a hot flash for real. 4 inches and 3 3/4. All right, let's recap that, shall we, friends? All right, the pieces are 3 inches by 4 1/4. They're scored at 1/2 inch, 3 1/4, and 3 3/4 inches. And we're just going to crease on all of those score lines. And you can see how this is going to make the table, the ping pong table pop up here. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with the other, and we are folding all of these as mountain folds. Mountain fold, mountain fold, mountain fold to form that little box shaped for that pop-up table. All right. Let's crease on all of these. There we go. All right. So now we have the two pieces that are going to form our table. I am rearranging them because they are going to attach to our card this way with the single. So the single score end is going to attach to the quote unquote net of our card. And the 2 scored panels are going to be on the outside. So this one, I'll want that single scored panel on the right. This one, I'll have the 2 scored pieces on the left. And this one's the opposite. I'll have the single one on the left and the 2 scored pieces on the right. And that's the instruction. Oh, good. Teresa said that the directions I sent her were right. Yay. It was just the ones I sent you, Mary, that were wrong. I'm so sorry. And the ones I printed out. I find it a little bit easier. It's up to you. I've actually done it both ways on the cards. Sometimes I think it's a little bit easier to pop the designer series paper onto the panels before you stick them on the card. up to you. Now, you can look at the patterns and see how you want to do it. Just know that this one is going to have our greeting on it. Not that you couldn't change your mind. You could put the greeting on either one. But if you want to think about which one you like better, I like this one better. I don't want to cover any of that up. So I'm going to cover up part of this one. So I'll stick them on that way. All right. And we're going to go ahead and get some adhesive and start sticking things on. So just to recap, we are not putting any designer paper on these two scored sections here. We're not putting any designer paper on this scored section here. We're putting it in the middle, the bigger part. All right. And these designer series paper pieces are 2.5 inches by 2 3/4 inches. And that's wrong on your stuff too, Mary. Yeah, I definitely printed off an old version before I changed the measurements. All right, there we go. So let me double check that I'm correct on that. But that one I pretty much have by heart after making all these cards. Yep, 2 3/4 by 2.5. And we'll repeat it over here. All right. 2 3/4 by 2.5. And again, just sticking it in that bigger section of our little other half of our table. All right, now we're going to attach it. So let's bring our card over. We'll worry about the front of our card later. Right now we're focusing on the inside part and getting that pop up in place. So again, just a little recap. We've got a single, let's call it a tab, a single scored section here that's like a tab that we're going to put adhesive on. And then we have two over here that we're not going to worry about yet. So we're just going to put some adhesive on this one. Now you absolutely can use tear and tape on this. You could use multi-purpose liquid glue. I'm using Seal. And then I'm eyeballing. I want this to be about in the center. It doesn't have to be exact, but I'm kind of eyeballing it that I have about the same amount of space below, above as I do below. And then once I'm happy with the placement, I am nestling it right up to the score line. I'm not crossing the score line and I'm not touching the score line. I'm just kind of right up next to it. I'm going to go ahead and press my ping pong net piece down and I'm going to rub. Okay. And now that is now connected to our net. All right. And it's about in the middle of the card. Now we're going to attach the other half of our ping pong table. The easiest way I find to do this is to fold the card so that the net is kind of over to the right here and fold this piece flat and fold back on those two tabs or two scored sections. We do not want any adhesive here. This is going to form the end of our table, and if we put adhesive on it, it would glue our card closed. We only want adhesive on this first tab or the outside tab or the, I don't know, the bottom, whatever you want to call that. This one, not that one. So the side that's got the straight edge. All right, and it's not on the fold. All right, so we're going to go ahead and add some adhesive to that. Now I'm just going to keep it flat, just like this, and I'm just going to close the card and I'm going to rub. And that's going to attach that adhesive to the front of the card. All right, so then when the card is opened, it pops right up. All right, folds flat, pops up, does all the things we want it to do, right? All right, so now we're going to repeat with the other half of our ping pong table. So we're going to go ahead and put adhesive once again only on the single column, the single scored section, the single tab right here. And I'm going to attach that to the net. This one, I don't want to squish this flat the wrong way or it'll pop off. So I'm actually going to, again, nestle this up. I'm actually going to test it by kind of folding it up. I'm not really adhering it yet, but I'm just making sure that I'm lined up with the other half of the table, if that makes sense. Once I'm happy, I'm going to kind of push it in there just to temporarily adhere it. And then I'm going to open up this part and give this a rub. You can even use your bone folder just to activate that adhesive. All right, and so now the right side is hooked in right here. Okay, And now we're going to attach the other half of our table. Same story as the first half. We don't want any adhesive here because that's going to be the end of the table. And if we put adhesive on it, it will glue our card shut. We only want adhesive on the outside one, the first one, the one that has the straight cut edge, not the scored edge. Okay, so I'm going to do exactly the same thing I did before. I'm going to fold it backwards and fold these two flat. And I'm going to put adhesive only on the one on the outside. All right, so let's get some adhesive on there. Again, tearing tape might even be easier because, oh, I got a little sticky where I don't want it. Let's just grab the adhesive eraser and get rid of that. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and just close the card. Keep that flat right there. Close the card and give it a rub. And then we have our ping pong table. How fun is that? You can see from the top how it looks like that. And when it's open, it's nice and bouncy and has our little ping pong table ready to play ball. All right, so we've got our pop-up all set, and we're going to finish decorating our card. So because I made these pieces a little bit smaller, I wanted a little bit of decoration out here on the outside edges. I felt it just framed the card nicely. And I didn't even know that I would be doing it on all the versions. I did it on the initial one, but I liked it so much I did actually do it on all of the versions. So we have these little strips of designer series paper, and we're going to attach them to the outside edge of the card. You can start on the left, you can start on the right, it really doesn't matter. And we're looking for about the same amount of space. Oh, that was not quite right, Susan. It might be too late now. Let me see if I can get it up. It was close, but I wasn't quite even. The same amount of spacing at the top, sides, and bottom. That's better. Press that down. This is just another pattern from the beautiful Wildly Flowering Designer Series paper. And I'm going to add some more adhesive to this bit right here. And put that into place over here on the right. And these are 1/2 inch by 5 1/4, these little strips of designer paper. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and decorate the front of our card. So that's where, oh, we still have our greeting to do, Susan. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. All right, let's do our greeting while we're finishing up the inside. So I'm going to take the Wildflower Designs stamp set. Ooh, that was squeaky. Sorry. And my crumb cake ink pad. And I'm going to stamp the greeting, "You've been on my mind," in this beautiful script right here on this little piece of cardstock. Obviously, depending on what greeting you're using, that cardstock might need to be bigger or smaller. Depends on the words, right? All right, so let's go ahead and pop that inside here. But all of the versions that I did, the measurements are going to be in the tutorial for the different greetings and so forth. And then I'm just going to, here, you can see it's a little trickier to hear things when they've already been popped up, but not really. You can just, because you can flatten them and push. All right, so I've got my greeting there in place. Now I'm ready to decorate the front. So we're going to get the elements out of our bag here. And I wanted to explain, you have a piece in here that we're not using. And I know that's a little bit weird. Maybe I should have kept them and not confused you, but I thought, gosh, this might be useful. So when I die cut, so the dies in the Wildflower Designs bundle are super cool. They're part of the Wildly Flowering Suite. And so this particular scallop die, when you cut out the scalloped frame that we're going to use on our card, you get this bonus hexagon, which happens to perfectly layer the small stitched hexagon that's in the dies. So I went ahead and sent it along. I didn't actually use it on the card. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but I thought you could just save it for another project. And so I sent that in your packet. So we're going to go ahead and start with our Dashing Designs embossed piece and adhere that to the front of our card. Now this design, this embossing folder is pretty cool and unique in that you can do either side. So I'm going to leave it up to you what side you want up. This is what one side looks like. this is what the other side looks like. There really is not a wrong choice. Which one did I do on this one? Looks like on my sample, I did this one where the dots were raised. So how about I change it up here and do this one where the dots are down in and some of the other elements are raised up, just to show you what the difference is. It's pretty minute difference, but whichever one looks more pleasing to your eye, go ahead and choose that side. Does not matter. No wrong answers in this quiz. They are all going to look great. So I'm going to go ahead and just layer this onto my card base. All right, so I've got that stuck on and we're ready to decorate. Oh, I got another word I need to stamp. So I stamped the word friend and die cut this little banner out of the Stylish Shapes banners. The friend is from the Unbounded Love. Where is it? Oh gosh, it's somewhere in this design. Oh, found it. Take a sip, everyone. This is the Unbounded Love stamp set. Lots of fun greetings in here. I'm finding that I'm using this one a lot. Great dies that come with this too. So I am using just this little word friend right there, which fits perfectly on this little label. So I'm just going to stamp that right on here. And I'm going to stamp it towards the right so that I'm leaving room for my embellishment. Gosh, I hope I got that straight. Almost. Close enough. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put this together. Now, what I like to do is actually put our Designer Series paper piece in first. You might want to spin it around and decide which direction looks more up to you. And we're going to attach it with, as you might imagine, some dimensionals. Yeah, it is a really pretty embossing folder, Lisa. I know what you mean in the catalog. It looks kind of boring. But I'm finding that it just is, for many things, it's a nice subtle pattern that doesn't fight with the other designs of my card. It's just a nice, gives the card just a boatload of texture without adding, flowers or, certain things. It can just be a nice geometric pattern. So it goes with everything. So I'm going to just center this in the middle of my card. Seems to work better for, I don't know. You could do it either way. For me, for Susan's brain, it worked better to stick this bigger piece on first. I tend to get it more in center that way and then put this piece on after. This one we're going to attach with mini dimensionals. Oh, found them. Found them. Take a sip, everyone. So we're going to take these mini dimensionals. I'm going to put one that they just perfectly fit on this scallop frame. So cool. I love these wildflower design dies. And I'm probably putting them in different spots than I did in the tutorial in my pictures, but it doesn't matter. Just want to get a fair amount in there so that you don't have a squishable frame, right? And that it stays on your card would also be critical. All right, we'll go with that. You could add in a few more if you want. I think I might have on my sample one. I'm not sure. All right, peeling off all the backs. Don't want to miss any of them. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and just pop this right in here. I'm just, again, looking to make sure I've got the same amount of space around my hexagon. Joan says this fold looks difficult. It does. That's the great part. It looks hard and it's super easy. I think it's super easy. Hopefully you agree. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our little friend message in here. Now, I also chose to pop this up in dimensionals. If you prefer to keep it flat, that is totally fine. I'm actually going to put my mini dimensional over here on my scallop part of my frame first. And I'll put my other mini dimensional over here on the end of my friend. That way I can just make sure that I got the, I'm not halfway on, halfway off, whatever. I got it in the right place. Let's say it that way. All right. So there we have our friend on the front of our card. Oh, Sheila's mentioning Tuesday. I'm so glad you said that, Sheila. So Sheila just said she's adding this to her list for Tuesday. So Stampin' Up! Just announced that there's going to be a free shipping day, one day only, on Tuesday. What day is that, Mary? 19th, 21st, Tuesday the 21st. If you place an order of $75 or more, you're going to get free shipping. If you place a $50 order with me, then you're going to get the Crafternoon packet for next month, which will be another amazing fun fold. And I'm doing a special bonus this month just to give back because I am really, really, really close to my $1 million milestone achievement as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So we're going to pick up our little textured dot that was in your Post-it note. It might be a small one like I have here, or it might be the larger size like I used on the sample. Doesn't matter, whichever one you have, just stick that right onto your, to finish your card there. Anyway, so if you place a $50 order, you're not only going to get the June Crafternoon, but you're also going to get a pack of inspiration cards from me. In fact, this the card we did earlier this week on Tuesday was inspired by some of the cards I've been getting from my huge card of stash of cards as I prepare for this free shipping or this incentive that I had just announced. And then Stampin' Up! Dropped a free shipping on us. So if your order is over 50, if your order is over 75, I should say, you might want to wait till Tuesday and place your order that day, unless you're in a hurry for your things, because a lot of people are going to order on Tuesday. I'm really odd because when I hear there's a free shipping, I go place an order before it starts because I want my stuff fast. I'm terrible, you guys. I'm so terrible. I want it now. So those are all of your options. Just want to make sure that you know all your options, right? So this is the ping pong table pop-up card from the May Crafternoon. And if you're interested in the tutorial, I would suggest, or even just seeing all of the pretty photos of the card when they go up on my blog, I would suggest that you consider subscribing to my blog at suestanfield.com. Click on subscribe, and you'll get notification as soon as that blog post with all the pretty pictures goes up, and information on how to purchase the tutorial if you're interested in that. So let's do a quick little recap here of all of the different versions on the card. We've got our Mediterranean Bloom versions, 2 different versions there. We have our fun Lily Pond Lane version right here. And of course we have the sketched butterflies version right here. Let's just look at that cute little frog inside. It's so stinking cute. And there's even a dragonfly there. I don't know if you saw that. Super, super fun fold. Great way to show off your designer series paper, and actually pretty easy to make. And then of course in the tutorial I also have directions if you do want to do a closure for your card. I mean, it's kind of fun to have the person pull out of the card and it bounces right open, but if you prefer a closure, I will have the details on this card along with all of these cards in the tutorial. And this one just has a little latch that you pull open on the side right here. Did I glue it closed? Oh, I've got a card upside down. So you're trying to open the side that's glued in. Oh my gosh, you guys, I need a nap. And this is the one that I have just done right before this video with temporary adhesive. So that is why it is coming apart, because it hasn't been secured yet, but it will be. So there we go. There is the May Ping Pong Table Crafternoon Fun Fold cards. Awesome. I'm going to flip the camera here, right here. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. Again, that's keep an eye out for the blog post. It will be coming soon. And if you want to learn another project with the Wildly Flowering suite of products, come hang out with me tonight on my YouTube channel at 7:30 Central Time or over on my Facebook page. I'll be going live with my regular Saturday night video. Hope to see you then, again, 7:30 Central Time. Thank you so much. Thank you to my moderator, Mary Nass, for hanging in the comments and dropping all the important details. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.